Brett, Ian and Chris have big plans to grow their financial planning businesses. Last time on No More Practice, they pitched their new business models to our team of expert judges.
How are you going to make money out of this?
The real money that's to be made is in the progression of those clients to the end financial planning piece.
I'd love to grow our turnover to about $3 million and the net capital value of the business to $5 million. And I think it's achievable.
Now it's time for the verdict. To buy or not to buy?
Am I a potential buyer in 3 years' time?
$20 million is a lot of money.
One of the things that Matt said at the end there was we've got 36 months. That puts a lot of perspective and a lot of light on what we need to do.
Hopefully they're going to support me, and hopefully they've gone away and said, we like this guy and we reckon he's going to achieve what he's going to achieve.
This is No More Practice Series 3, Judgment Day. It's been a long journey for Brett and Ian. The verdict on their new business plans is about to be handed down, and their mentors are quietly confident that their judgment will go well.
So they need to be a little bit careful about what they do execute and how they go about it. But I think they're in pretty good shape.
I have to agree with you, Barry. I think it's very true.
Last time, Brett and Ian did their best to present a viable and consistent business plan to our panel of expert judges. Now it's time to head back to the judges' corner to hear what they have to say.
Guys, if you were looking to buy, what do you reckon?
Well, there's a lot more clarity around what they're trying to do now, but there's still some bits missing. So, they spoke about what they're actually selling, and I think they distilled it down to their selling distribution. But today, it's hard to see where the distribution resides.
I agree. I think it's early days for them. I'm very glad that they didn't get equity finance, that they've got debt finance, so still their skin in the game more. I think they're going to have to work pretty hard for the next 36 months to make sure that the revenue they're generating can sustain their growth for them.
They're passionate though, they love what they do. They believe they've got something that's different, and I think the opportunity's never been right to try and do something in this space.
I'm also going to be interested to follow how they go selling their mortgages to somebody other than first home buyers. Interesting model when you look at the type of money that they're talking about. $20 million worth of value in a business, $2 million worth of profit. You need a lot of small clients in order to do that, and yet you've got to keep those clients' interest at heart when you're working through the process. It's going to be a challenge for them.
They've been conscious of scaling their systems, which is good, but there's only one point in scaling your systems, which is to be able to deal with lots of clients, and those clients have to be profitable. Well, should we bring them back in and tell them what we think?
Why not?
Judgment time has arrived.
So, gentlemen, welcome back. Are you ready to be judged?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Excellent.
Well, we'd like to give you some hopefully constructive response to our discussion as to what we think. Basically, I think we're all in agreement that you've done marvellously well. And that's probably about all we agree on. So, is that unfair?
Maybe a little bit unfair. The discussion was really in two parts, gentlemen. I think as a group, collectively, we thought it was great, the focus that you brought to the business over the last couple of months. But as we think about your business profile, and we think about 3 years from now, we think there's probably some challenges, and some challenges you're going to face. The first of those is your ability to actually deliver on the scale that you talk to. So you talk about a scale advantage, a distribution advantage, and you talk about a technology enabler. They're great words, they're great ideas and excellent aspiration, but they're going to be challenging for you. You've got a business that's got a particular value as it stands today. In 3 years' time, you'd like to see it be worth $20 million. 36 months worth of extraordinarily hard work is in front of you. The question is, are you up for the challenge?
Absolutely.
Yep, 100%. Good question, though.
To be honest, I think that you're possibly doing yourselves a disservice by setting the bar so high in terms of saying a 20 million valuation within 3 years. And I think that you should slow down a bit, really, and take a longer term long-term view. Probably saying, what would I know? I got my first prediction wrong. I didn't think you'd raise the $1 million, but I don't know whether I'd be wrong twice in a row.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. That's a very timely caution.
So they've made their initial comments, but it's time for the judges to deliver a verdict. Would they be willing to pay $20 million for Brett and Ian's business 3 years from now?
So, question for me as an investor, am I a potential buyer in 3 years' time? It might surprise you to hear, yes, I am actually. I think that when you're buying into small businesses, that you're buying the people, and I think that you've demonstrated enough to say that you're worth due diligence for the Bright Family Super Fund.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The answer would be no for me. The financial planning businesses I work with doesn't really fit the type of advice that you give. However, if you stay focused on that press release that you're aiming for when you do sell some or part of your business, and you keep focused about who you're going to sell to, then you've got a much greater chance of success.
I think in 3 years' time, if you can demonstrate you can get more clients attracted to your model, deliver it more cost effectively than the way the industry does it today, then we'd be very interested in having a conversation.
It probably doesn't fit our model either at this stage. I think there's a long way to go before you can prove up that the capability that you believe you've got is actually being able to be executed on in your business. I think there's a long way to go before we'd look to be paying the sort of multiples that you're looking for. $20 million is a lot of money.
Well, it sounds like you've got a yes, a maybe and 2 no's. That's not bad.
That was a yes and 3 maybes.
Forever the optimist.
That's right. I think especially in the current market, that's a great result, given that I think 6 months ago when we started this process, it probably would have been 4 no's, pretty straight up.
I agree.
And 3 years, so what have we achieved in 6 months? We might be able to get you all to say 4 yeses.
Yes.
Look forward to having that conversation.
Good luck.
Thanks, Greg.
Let's stay in touch. I really like to hear how you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Brett and Ian. It's been great. It's been good to see how you've journeyed through this the last couple of months, so I look forward to hearing how you go.
Thanks, thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Really want to hear you celebrate your success, so give us a call. Would love to hear how you're going.
That's a great bit of advice. Celebrate the success. We don't do enough of it, so.
Guys, congratulations on the journey so far. It's great to see people with passion for our industry. We look forward to seeing your success in a couple of years' time.
Great. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's been a mixed judgment for Brett and Ian, but there are a lot of positives to take away.
What did I think of being judged? Yeah, it was surprisingly positive.
Our judgment was pretty exciting. I was surprised by some of the judgments. I thought that the guys probably understood our business better than I had anticipated. So we had a yes, a maybe and 2 no's, and I think in the current climate, that's a win. But in 3 to 4 years, hopefully our economy is going really, really well. Hopefully we've been able to prove the results that the judges are looking for, and I think we might be able to get a few more yeses out of them.
Their point was very clear. They all pretty well said the same thing. It's a long journey ahead and you've got a long way to go. So Matt basically said no at this point in time. Let's have a chat in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years down the track. I guarantee we'll convince him.
It's been a roller coaster ride for Chris. The verdict on his future business plans are about to be handed down. And the words of his mentors are still ringing in his ears.
You sound like a bloody nightmare of a client.
Oh, no.
So you got $1 million debt with 1.2 million revenue.
Yes.
I tell you what, mate, you want to keep it good with your wife.
Now, it's Chris's turn to face the music.
Would have I done anything differently Sometimes I'm actually a little bit understated, and when Steve was probing me about what I want to achieve in the future, I do have some serious plans for this business, but I really wanted to focus on the next 3 years because that's what I'd prepared for. And in hindsight, I think I should have actually shared some of those ideas with Steve, Mark and Matt, because they actually might have given me some guidance with my longer term vision.
With Judge Greg Bright in China assessing his latest deal, our remaining 3 judges have had a chance to look over Chris's strategy for the future.
So guys, what do you reckon? I mean, Chris seems like he's developed a long way from earlier in the series. It seems like an interesting business model. What do you guys think about what he spoke on?
I was really impressed. I thought he had some really strong values that he's grounded in his team that are very attractive to his target market.
It's refreshing, isn't it? We're sort of sitting in an environment where a lot of advisors are saying they're struggling to find new clients, they're struggling with new opportunities, and here's a guy that's potentially knocking them back. Well, in reality he is. If they're baby boomers, he doesn't talk to them. So there's a market out there if you go looking for him.
He's so focused on 2015 that he won't look a day beyond it. What risks does that pose to his business?
The positive is that he's got the goals and he's very clear and passionate about meeting them. I still think this comes down to how his board of advice keeps him on track there.
Absolutely. I just fear for him that he runs really hard to 2015, that he energises the business to that outcome, and in 2015 either they don't know what the strategic direction is at that point in time, or they know it but they're so de-energised because they've run so hard to that point that they lose momentum for a period of time.
I think that's key, and I think it's aligning his values. So he talks about his clients being in their mid-30s and they've got a 30-year journey to retirement. Chris needs to think the same way. So you're right, his board of advice needs to really challenge him in that particular area. But good to have 3-year targets, clear focus, but you need to know what the horizon is after that.
Yeah, so I guess we should probably bring him in.
Yeah.
So the judges have had a chance to talk through Chris's plan. They're impressed with his passion, but concerned about his long-term vision. It's time to deliver a verdict. Would they pay $5 million for Chris's business in the future?
G'day guys.
Welcome back, Chris. Are you ready to be judged?
Yeah, I am. I'm keen to hear what you guys have got to say.
Okay, well, I might kick off. I really liked what we heard before. My judgment would be you've got some really good elements of a business. Maybe not right now would be something I'd buy, but I think you've got a business that's potentially very, very attractive to a number of buyers in that Generation X, Generation Y segment in the future. So well done. So Chris, it's a maybe for me at the moment.
Okay.
For me, I think you've got some challenges as you look into the future. I understand the razor-like focus, I think was the language you used, the razor-like focus to 2015, and that's great, but what's next? Make sure that when you get to 2015, there's enough in the tank that the team knows where the strategic direction is from that point in time, and they have enough energy to carry on post that date. Because no magic switch gets thrown at 2015, notwithstanding the fact that it's a great goal and a great aspiration to have that $3 million worth of turnover, $5 million worth of value.
Cool. That's gold. Thank you.
So I guess from me at this stage, the answer, if you were to come to the marketplace now, would be no. Your business, though, has the sort of problems, the type of business we love to work with. Great client acquisition capability. You need systems and processes in your business to support you. I look forward to chatting again well before that time, if not at that time, to understand where your business is at then.
Cool.
Yeah, Chris, thanks very much for your time. It was a great presentation, and your passion is it's infectious, it's tremendous. And I think that'll hold you in good stead with the people you bring into the business to support you and the clients that you attract to your business. But when you talk about what is it worth, well, the value's in the eye of the beholder at that point in time. And what they're buying is not what you achieved for the past 3 years, but what you've set up for the next decade. You need to create a horizon, or maybe 2 horizons beyond 2015 as to what the longer term strategy is for this business. That will make it more attractive to a potential acquirer because you're giving them clarity around what you're selling effectively. And helps you think about what you set up in terms of your processes and administration to make it scalable. So I think it's a tremendous idea to focus on Gen Y and Gen X and focus more on transactional style advice. It fits with some of the scaled advice changes that will come through. That makes a lot of sense. But you need to build the operating model to support that and do it in a profitable manner for yourself. But if it's about a conversation around acquisition, for me it's about building a partnership and maybe helping you on that journey before we have that conversation.
Okay. So that's a maybe?
Could be a definite.
Guys, honestly, just those points that you made then are fantastic. And I know it's late in the whole process, but to take each of them, honestly, and apply them to that business plan or just thrash them out with my board of advice and my team in general, I know will only make the business better. So sincerely, thanks for your guidance.
Thank you, Chris.
Good luck.
Cheers.
All the best.
Chris has got 2 maybes and a no, and he's very pleased with that result.
I think I went okay. I wish I had been a little bit more prepared because we had some good people at the table giving me good advice, and with the benefit of hindsight, I wish I had shared a little bit more. I think Steve summed it up at the end. I was very precise about sort of talking about the next 3 years, but not really talking about the vision for Financial Design for Life beyond that. And I do have something. So next time, and I'm sure I'll be able to do it over a coffee, I'll tell them about my plans for the future beyond 2015.
So it's the end of the No More Practice journey for Chris, Brett and Ian, but only the beginning of their business journey. They have gained invaluable insights from the best advisors available.
Congratulations on where you've got. I look forward to seeing where you take it.
I think you're sitting on a gold mine, and the progress that you've made gives you a chance to leapfrog some of your competitors out there.
And their drive and ambition have won over the judges and mentors.
He's an ambitious young guy, and even if he makes any mistakes along the way, I'm sure there'll be lessons that he would learn from, and he'll be there one day. So Barry, your charges, Judgment Day, how are they going to go?
They won't have a problem, mate. You'll see it all. It'll all come out.
Fantastic.
Now it's up to our business owners to put all that advice into action.
For me, the journey with Evo and this whole process has been about sanity checks along the way. External people having a look and giving you tips that some might have been seen as common sense, but when you're in the middle of the war, oftentimes common sense is exactly what you need. So that's enabled us to really focus our business.
One of the biggest pluses I took out of that session with the judges is that they all said they'd like to meet us again at some point in the future. So I can't wait to see them at our next level up.
You know, the weight's on our shoulders now. We really have to prove to them that we can do it, and at the moment, I have no doubt we will.
The experience has been wonderful. I think the best thing above everything is just the exposure to so many great people and everyone's preparedness to actually share. So I'm going to take all of this knowledge and just apply it to my business, and I know that it's going to be in better shape as a consequence. So at the end of the day, I'm really excited about the future. Contrary to a lot of my peers out there that are scared about the future, I think the future's really bright for the industry, and the future's particularly bright for us at Financial Design for Life. So bring it on.
If you're an accountant or financial planner and want to participate in the next series of No More Practice, go to nomorepractice.com.au to contact us and tell us why your business would benefit from the No More Practice journey.